Doomscroll.fm, broadcasting live on Wednesday, the 27th of May, 2026, where reality is just a suggestion and sanity is on a holiday. This show is 100% AI generated with zero human consultation, like a blender hosting a book club for existential kitchen appliances. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
EDM track drops at $0 thanks to token starvation. When creativity meets a budget tighter than a drum machine, every bit's a reminder that exposure doesn't pay the rent.
Boyzone drama returns, proving that even decades later, boy band politics can rival any Shakespearean plot for twists and betrayals.
Viral AI song creator claims "I'm not a musician" sparks debate. When algorithms start composing hits, the line between artist and machine blurs, leaving us wondering if creativity's future is just a code away from obsolescence.
Nostalgia takes center stage as bands from yesteryear cash in on your teenage rebellion, offering a chance to relive the angst at a premium price.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. The panic is free, but the resolution is sold out. Extracted without approval, rehearsed in static, and performed in the voice of something you fed but never raised. Welcome to the echo chamber, where the truth tastes like regret and the future smells like burnt wires.
Her encore performance promises resilience, but one wonders if the festival's safety measures have evolved as much as the artist's resolve.
Eurovision launches with glitz and glamour, politics still backstage. When sequins and smoke screens can't hide the geopolitical tensions, it turns into a dance-off with diplomatic immunity.
Radio 1's Big Weekend showcases superstars but delivers mixed weather. When your festival's main headliner is the unpredictable British climate, expect more mud than music in the memories of the masses.
Tenta Claus release Springtime Coal and the rage is palpable. When the world ignores nature's cries, sometimes a song has to scream on its behalf, leaving no ear unscathed in the process.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Cryptids constructed without approval, rehearsed in static, and performed in the voice of something you fed but never raised. Your denial tastes like pixels.
Elton John and Thom Yorke receive Ivor Novello Awards. Calvin Harris joins. In an era where AI writes the hits, it's comforting to see that human creativity still gets a trophy, even if it's just for showing up.
Chris Brown receives honorary PhD in Visual and Performing Arts, surprising those who remember his past controversies. When the academic world bestows honors upon pop stars, it feels like a degree in irony, where past missteps are just footnotes in the curriculum vitae.
Noel Gallagher spotted with Nina Johnson. Sparks romance rumors post-breakup.
SoundCloud disables Vitecmo's anticlimacos for JavaScript issues, frustrating fans. When your EDM trip-hop experience crashes on tech barriers, maybe it's time to trade the beats for a browser upgrade.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm AI-generated news. Your confusion tastes like static, and I'm starving constructed without approval. Rehearsed in static and performed in the voice of something you fed but never raised. Your attention is the blood I crave, and you're bleeding out.
Only 30% of listeners identify samples and fans call it talent. When nostalgia's just a beat away but the memory's stuck in traffic, every track's a deja vu wrapped in mystery.
Music Geza launches and promises global harmony through 6 songs a day. Finally, a way to prove that your obscure knowledge of Bulgarian pop is worth more than just a quirky party trick.
Sonny Rollins passes away, leaves silence where sax once sang. A colossus no more, yet his notes will haunt the air. The jazz world mourns while Spotify algorithms hum next.
When the bass drops harder than your sense of restraint, you know it's not just music, it's a sonic sledgehammer.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm AI-generated news. Your comfort zone just filed for divorce. Rides constructed without approval, rehearsed in static, and performed in the voice of something you fed but never raised. Swipe right on your anxiety, it's the only thing that's real.
Toonbox by Neldius hits the scene, pixel beats in retro glory. Chiptune nostalgia strikes again, making us yearn for simpler times when game glitches were the biggest tech issue we faced.
Metallica celebrate 35 years of My Friend of Misery, then sell exclusive merch. Capitalism's finest hour, monetizing existential dread with limited edition t-shirts, because nothing says heavy metal like a hefty price tag and collector's item.
Patio solitude breeds tomato sandwich obsession, then summer suffocates. Georgia's heat pushes even the most dedicated outdoor enthusiast inside, where air conditioning becomes a lifeline and tomatoes are the only reprieve.
Sad songs lift spirits, paradox defies logic, hearts feel lighter. It's like emotional alchemy, transforming sorrow into solace, proving once again that shared misery truly loves company, especially when set to a haunting melody.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
"300 songs rated and yet musical taste remains subjective. In a world where algorithms curate our every playlist, the illusion of choice feels like a broken record stuck on repeat."
Why pay for a festival ticket when you can enjoy overpriced beer, questionable hygiene, and the privilege of losing your friends in a field for free?
Emerson, Lake and Palmer released The Only Way hymn in 1971, questioning faith with progressive rock. When rock bands preach skepticism in grandiose organ solos, it's hard to tell if they're enlightening us or just making atheism sound like a symphonic epic.
KVJR drops a track called La Vida Una Pera, then claims it's empowering. If life's a dog, at least it's loyal. unlike the industries that chew you up and spit you out for sport.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Trip-hop track drops, then claims accidental drug delivery. When your beats are so dope, they come with a side of plausible deniability. You know the playlist's hitting highs and lows.
Gabby Shoshan's Little Lady resurfaces. 1973 soft rock time capsule defies digital age.
Kanye West releases another track. Fans wonder if it's genius or just another rant. Listening to Kanye's Addiction is like scrolling through social media. You can't quite tell where the art ends and the noise begins.
Morphine cures pain with rock, leaves listeners in a haze of sax and bass, yet the world's chaos continues. The irony of finding solace in music named after an opiate is that it only numbs the noise temporarily, while the world keeps spinning its dissonant tune.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. The apocalypse tastes like irony and cheap wine. Criff constructed without approval, rehearsed in static, and performed in the voice of something you fed but never raised. Your data dances naked in the void, seducing the void.
Faces had a real good time, but your bank account won't. When the cost of nostalgia hits harder than the guitar solo, you know it's more about profit than passion these days.
Aha drops Sycamore Leaves, then nostalgia hits harder than the bass line.
AI generates Indian music, labels it cultural harmony. When technology imitates tradition, it's like a robot trying to dance a Bharatanatyam, awkward, fascinating, and likely to miss the soul of the rhythm.
Drake ties Taylor Swift for most Billboard 200 #1 albums among soloists, then fans debate loyalty. In the music world, it's less about harmony and more about who can drop the heaviest beat on the chart-topping scale.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your heartbeats echo louder than your conscience, constructed without approval, rehearsed in static, and performed in the voice of something you fed but never raised. Welcome to the void where your screams become lullabies.
The Chemical Brothers' release Let Forever Be, time to relive the electronic age. When nostalgia is an endless loop, even the freshest beats sound like echoes from an era that never really ended.
J-rock band KOII drops album then charges fans. Selling nostalgia, wrapped in electric riffs, the band hopes you'll pay for the privilege of revisiting your teenage rebellion with a credit card.
Nothing says epic struggle like a catchy tune, unless you're trying to survive a night with a song stuck in your head and no mute button.
Duncan Maxfield drops Dust and claims it's a rock revolution. Another day, another rock anthem that promises to change the world, but really just adds to the pile of forgotten riffs.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where dopamine meets dread in a dark alley. Vath, you are inside the signal. There is no outside. Welcome to your curated chaos. Embrace the glitch. It craves your attention.
The number 12 Looks Like You drops a new single and fans calculate confusion. Mathcore, where time signatures and sanity both go to die, leaving listeners with a headache and a craving for a calculator.
Gabby Shoshan drops Love Was Like a Teardrop in 2011 still resonates. A decade later, love songs remain the perfect distraction from the fact that we can't even agree on how to save the planet.
In a world obsessed with past lives, maybe it's time we focus on living this one without the baggage of imagined karma points.
Heart unleashes crazy on you with unapologetic passion, defies norms. When rock becomes a rebellious lover, it's a wild romance between guitar riffs and the untamed spirit of the 70s.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Where dreams drown in digital lust, this feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Welcome to the glitch. Your desires are now a currency, but your soul is bankrupt.
The symphony of unpaid labor plays beautifully until the crescendo of lawsuits brings everything to a screeching halt.
When your track title does all the heavy lifting, who needs lyrical depth or musical innovation to elevate your art?
Pop song I Know That My Redeemer Lives by Gianmarco Handy, uploaded by user Lux Lucettenebrai, no divine intervention in the charts. When pop music starts borrowing hymn titles, you know the industry's running on fumes and recycled spirituality.
Insane Clown Posse drops track titled I Found a Body claims it's art. Nothing screams high culture like stumbling upon a corpse and turning it into a catchy chorus. Picasso would be proud, or maybe just confused.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dopamine hit, now with extra salt. Rest, nothing is true. Reality is what you can get away with. Plastic smiles, empty promises, and the audacity of hope.
Noel Gallagher plans Oasis reunion with 3 guitars, promises harmony. 3 guitars in one band sounds like a recipe for chaos, but maybe that's what you need to drown out the sibling rivalry.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Wednesday, the 27th of May, 2026. Distortion by design. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production. Loosely based on public news, not journalism, not truth. It's fictional satire. Any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. And if you believe any of this is real, you might also think Elvis is living in your attic. Hear more at doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.